Hello, my friends. Happy Monday. I hope this finds you guys doing really well. This is Katie, your friendly modern day, modern mystic energy healer, divine light channel, person who does all things spiritual and creative, all in one little human body, if you can imagine. If you can imagine. I am sitting right now in the Akashic records of you, the collective of folks who will benefit from this reading. I do that before I go on camera because it's not that interesting to watch from my perspective. And I shuffle in that state of expansion connected to your souls and their alignment to the all that is. And these are the three cards I have for you. Today we're back to my original favorite deck, the Enchanted Map Oracle cards. I love this deck so much. I actually have two versions of it. This is the updated, kind of prettier, cleaner version, and then I have the brown cover one, and it's the same deck, just updated. So our recent past card, we have the Moonlight card, which is, I always like the Moonlight card because I have Pisces in my moon position, and the moon and Pisces are pretty intimately connected, but the vibe of the Moonlight card is listen to like intuition, oracle cards, psychics, spiritual stuff. And this is our recent past. We'll read what the book has to say to us about that. Our present moment, very interesting one, the balancing act. And that's card number 11, which I can't ignore that. Those numbers follow me around a lot, the ones. And the outcome card is the cleaning house card. So it looks like we're all in the middle of transition, transformation, lots of stuff going on. So, all right, let's see what the Enchanted deck has to say specifically about the Moonlight card. What I know about it is whenever I pull the Moonlight card, it's always a suggestion to me to deepen into the other realms, the spiritual realms, the more Piscean, beyond this realms. And one way to do that is through cards like these. So here you are, already being the energy of the Moonlight card. And again, this is in our recent past position. So in the recent past, Moonlight beckons, come and trust your intuition to lead you into places that may not seem logical. Wow, am I in the middle of a lot of that myself? Your hunches will be right on target. Resist second guessing yourself, for your alternative perception is especially sharp right now. You can see beyond the surface of things and truly read between the lines. This is a good time to use oracle cards. Aren't you on task? Or other systems of divination to gain information. Might be a good time to set up a session with your favorite friendly neighborhood Akashic Records reader, energy healer, divine light channel. KatieRubin.com. Remember that the language of intuition is a symbolic one. It comes subtly through a hunch, a tingling, a clear sound, or an animal or object crossing your path. Spirit is sending you messages to help you now. Success is yours if you follow the signs. Your intuition, this is the little highlighted part at the top, your intuition allows you to see beyond the mundane, logical, and analytical. Follow it. Everything in my reality has always been a world of following that which was beyond the mundane, the logical, and the analytical. And it's worked out pretty well. I get anxiety sometimes about it, and I think, God, am I a maniac? Am I a crazy, crazy maniac for following? These days I follow like very high vibrational guidance. And boy, does it sometimes seem like I am being asked to jump off some crazy edges of cliffs into some very deep unknown crevasses. Currently, I'm in the middle of one of those. So anyway, that's our recent past. We want to trust the intuition. And it even validates for us that our alternative perception is especially sharp right now. So hallelujah, namaste on that one. Okay, balancing act. In the present moment, here we stand. And I love this image. Look at this image, how pretty it is. It's very white and alabaster, and you got the ship on the gold ring on the tight wire with this lovely sort of demure, coy, wizardy kind of lady, and she's standing on an angel. I am such an unlikely wizard lady. Like, I hear myself talk to you guys and I go, how is that lady doing this work? I should be like the CEO of a bank or something. If we were following personality to create our lives and to make our choices, I should be some kind of like commercial real estate maven. Anyway, I'm not following personality. I'm following soul guidance. blended with personality. And here we sit. Balancing act. You are calm within, no matter the fluctuation of outer conditions. I sure have been lately. Have you? If not, it might be time to book a session. This is like, I'm session heavy today, bitches. There are times when things seem a bit topsy-turvy and it feels as if you're juggling 1,000 balls in the air. Perhaps you're unsure of your footing. Now is the moment to evaluate which areas of your life need balance and then restore equilibrium. Choose harmony over discord, and great success will be yours. You'll find inner stability when you choose a balanced, focused, and level path. I can speak for myself only here and say that that's the only thing that works for me personally at this point anyway. No matter how much I might want to like rush ahead or solve all the problems in the future or get it all handled today, that does not work. I really believe in the sort of spiritual path of honor your nervous system first. Take care of your human body temple. Your body, mind, organism needs you to prioritize it above all else, no matter what craziness is going on. And look, I'm moving across the country right now. I'm packing up all my shit and having to leave very dear friends and a healing center that I built from nothing to move across the country to New York State, which is a scary state for me. I don't always want to move to New York State. But I'm following my higher awareness and my guidance, and I'm doing it. And I'll tell you, if I can stay balanced and centered in the middle of that process, I promise you, you can stay balanced and centered in the middle of whatever you're going through. And that's not to diminish whatever you might be going through. If you're going through like a really serious thing, like a family member in the hospital or your own health stuff, I don't mean to diminish that or devalue the difficulty of that. But what I'm saying is, I've been through some really hard stuff in my life, and there's always a way to find our way back to center and presence and peace and open-heartedness in the moment. We have this idea in our human minds that when there's a lot to handle, we have to tighten our hearts and stress out and get it all handled and go fast. And until it's done, we can't relax and be peaceful. And that is not true. We get to be spacious and gentle and allowing in the middle of whatever deep, painful thing we're in the middle of. And for me, I figure this is how I sort of coach myself around it. It's like, I'm not going to be alive very long. I've got, 30, 40, maybe 50 years left. I don't want to spend a minute of that time stressed out over some small life thing that's just I'm going to handle it anyway. Why not handle it while calm? You don't actually have to stress. And when your nervous system does that thing where it takes over and it stresses you despite yourself, that's when you put in practice your spiritual tools. Getting present to the moment. Where are your feet? Your feet are right here. Can you feel into your belly and your pelvic floor? Can you breathe in there and come back down into yourself? And that'll bring you at least a nice 20 to 30% up increase in peace and centeredness. Okay, and the outcome of having in the recent past been trusting our divination, doing our spiritual work, listening to the other realms. The outcome of having been doing that, living in the center and the peacefulness right now, the outcome is the cleaning house card. This is what we're going to wind up with on the other side of this process. This card is a profound one. It says it's time to clear the clutter to make way for better things. When you see the cleaning house card in a reading, it's time to declutter your life. Get rid of unwanted things in your physical home and release what you no longer want or truly need. Is there any unfinished business you should address? Thoughts, memories, and emotional baggage must be swept out of your house as well. Your conscience must be clear for you to move freely in the world. Celebrate a spring cleaning and feel the freedom as you make way for much better things. Look at what you've resisted discarding and be honest about its value. Be honest. Clean house. I like that we get be honest twice at the end there. I'm going to read that again. Look at what you've resisted discarding. Yeah. And be honest about its value. Be honest. Clean house. Yeesh. Sometimes I know for myself it is difficult to really face the levels of truth inside myself I need to face and understand what needs to be let go of and what doesn't. Like I shared in the middle there, I'm moving across the country again. I did this about 9 months ago, and now I'm being called to do it again. And so not only are there physical objects I'm having to let go of that I like built and brought into being, But there's human hearts and souls I'm leaving daily connection with, and that is uncomfortable, painful. Some of them have to take new shapes and take on new titles and new names, and it's not comfortable. But the thing that we know, and let me be a reminder of this for all of us today, is that when we clean house and get clear and honest with the people we need to be honest with and with ourselves, it's uncomfortable in the short term, but it's always such a relief in the long term. There's a 12-step saying I like where they say, endure short-term misery for long-term relief. If you don't, you're going to be enduring short-term relief for long-term misery. So what would you prefer? A little bit of discomfort now to get the big outcome, authenticity, integrity, freedom, and truth of the essence of who you really are in the long run? Or do you want to like stay comfortable now and stay hidden and lie to yourself about what's true for you for this outcome of constant frustration and feeling that, that feeling in your stomach when something's just off, when you're not telling someone the truth, when you haven't wrapped up that bow at the end of some relationship or some dynamic or some conversation that needs to happen? I hate living with that energy. How much do you enjoy living with that sick feeling in your stomach? Probably not a ton. I don't think too many of us like it. So you let that be your motivation to really tie up any loose ends that need tying up. So we've been trusting our intuition, looking at the oracle cards, listening to the other realms. We're being encouraged to stay centered and balanced while we're in the middle of a lot of external change and transition. And the outcome is going to be a need to clean house, a need to get really clear with what do we actually need to keep around and what do we not, both in the form of relationships and objects, people, places, and things. If any of this is really hard for you, I know I've been plugging sessions a lot today, but book a session. And that's the whole point of healing sessions, is they clear the way, clear the emotional way to make it possible for you to have peace and ease and balance in the middle of whatever life is bringing to you. And did you know that the more you step into the light of your spiritual alignment, the less chaos starts to show up around you? Things get pretty damn peaceful, lovely, and fluid when you're in alignment all the time. And that would be a good reason to hop on a healing session. What else can I plug to you? Okay, my class, The Big Vision of Your Life, is starting this coming Sunday, August 1st. It's a 7-week class online where we're going to look at your big vision for your life and get really clear about what you see for your future. And I'm going to be channeling each week a healing session and an activation, and I'm going to be in your Akashic records, the Akashic records of everyone in class. So when you have questions about, is this part of my vision like part of my actual soul dharma? I'm going to get this hair to do what I want. It didn't happen. I'll be able to answer that for you because I'll be in your Akashic records with you. I'll also be able to frame some helpful questions back to you to get you to probe more deeply inside of yourself and figure out for yourself what's true for you. This is a great class to come to if you don't have a vision at all, if you have some vision but you need help honing it, or if you're really clear about what you're doing but there's some blocks in the way to you taking action. This would be a perfect class for you. For any of those 3 states of being. And I do have room left in my Thursday daytime online writing in alignment class. This is a class for writers to move your writing forward. It's a pretty powerful class. We go really deep and we get a lot of work done. We also write together on Saturday mornings. It's game changing. I love it. It makes my week to teach that class. And I have a student who was just published in the New York Times. What? Yeah, she comes every week and she's quite consistent. She gets the feedback and takes it and internalizes it. And then she's a badass. So she pitched herself to the NYT and they took her on. They took her in. So join us on Thursdays for that. Message me if you have any questions. And finally, I am leading a 2-week sojourn to Egypt. We will be going to the pyramids, the King's Chamber in the main pyramid, 87 million different pyramids. We're going to take a cruise on the Nile. We're going to the Sphinx. We're going to be doing healing activations and divine light clearing in all those places in the holy, holy land of Egypt. And we're doing this November 14th to the 26th. So let me know if you're curious about that and I'll send you some info. Lastly, I said that was last. I was wrong. October, I'm leading a 3-day Christ light retreat. This is not about religion. This is about the light of the Christ being brought through my system and into you to clear anything and everything that you need cleared and to bring you, into your spiritual alignment and your soul's essence. That will be the first weekend in October in upstate Massachusetts, northern Massachusetts. You can join us online for that or in person, and I'll attach all the info about all of these things to this video. Thank you for being here, you guys. Take really good care of yourselves. Remember, when things get rocky in your life, you want more spiritual practice, not less, more. Why? Because it brings you back to center, and it'll help you realize what are the things you can't control, what are the things you can control, and it'll give you the energy and the willingness to show up for the things you can control. We need to always be surrendering to the divine, everything that's out of our hands anyway. So get your spiritual practice consistent for yourself in the morning and in the evening if you can, even just 20 minutes twice a day, 20 minutes once a day. And that changes everything around in your nervous system, in your mind, in your spinal column, and it allows you to live thusly. I love you guys. Take good care. Have a great day.